Good morning, sunshines. It is Sunday, the 18th of October, and I don't have any plans or obligations today. Nothing. I don't have anything. What? I can't remember the last time that was a thing. So, let's make some plans, I guess. I think that I want to focus on Scrappy Sunday because I haven't worked on my blanket in over a week, maybe 2 weeks, and also make sock progress, obviously. It's so weird to not have anything to do. Like, I don't have anywhere to go. There's obviously always cleaning to do, but that doesn't count on my list of things that need to be done. So weird. And I don't have to wake up kids or anything. Also weird. Can you hear the train in the background? It might be too far away for you to hear on the camera. Okay, my lap desk is out. I'm ready for a serious day of crafting. I have my blanket, the square started. Do I think I can do 9 squares today? That would be my goal, since I haven't done any squares in a long time. Okay, I'm going to try for 9 squares. I'd like to finish the cuff on this sock. I would like to put at least one more color on this sock, but 9 squares on here. Time for a tiny bit of mending. This sock has a hole in it. This sock is clean. I washed it. My boyfriend just wears his socks outside sometimes. So there's a hole right here. There is a dropped stitch right here in this sock that I just need to tack down. And then in this blanket, there is a dropped stitch right here. So a little bit of tacking, a little bit of patching, and then back to regularly scheduled knitting. Probably should have recorded before I started ripping this, but this is a design that I've had on the needles for like a year, and I still like the design idea, but I've kind of fallen out of love with the yarn that I'm using for it, so I'm going to bench the design for now, and I have some ideas for the yarn, other things to do with it, but yeah, so I'm spending some time frogging today. Whew, I just finished listening to Dear Justice, and it was really good, but really sad. I don't know that I talked about it yesterday. So it is about a boy who is friends with Justice, who is the main character from Dear Martin, and Vernell Laquan. So he goes by Quan most of the time, but he's also called Vernell by adults in his life. He is the main character. He is in a juvenile detention center for a murder that he did not commit. So yeah, that's really tough. And the narrator, Dion Graham, does a really good job of making the story compelling, you know, reads with emotion, which I super appreciate. And Nick Stone, the author, she reads a note at the beginning that she wrote, and then she made me cry during her author's note at the end. It just, highly recommend listening to this via audiobook. Highly recommend reading it, period. Fresh off the needles, I have the first stereoisomer sock finished. So it's about 7 p.m. Sorry for sirens. I've been waiting for them to stop for like 2 minutes now, and apparently there's just something big going on in my neighborhood or the next neighborhood over. Anyway, so first stereo isomer is finished. So the pattern calls for a afterthought heel, which I did an afterthought heel, but I do mine with a ton of short rows on this part of the afterthought heel, because look at this arch and instep. It's ridiculous. So fun fact about my foot, when I'm standing flat, like you know how when people get out of the shower, they leave footprints on the floor? Well, my footprint looks really weird because only this right here and this right here touches. This part of my foot does not touch the floor unless I'm like standing, but if I'm walking, it doesn't touch at all. Anyway, I'm sure you guys were really interested about my foot. So I don't know if I will get the other one finished because it's 7 p.m. and I have not taken out the waste yarn to start the afterthought heel, and it's in rotation. So I work on projects in rotation unless it's a very specific circumstance. So if I'm just sitting down to have like a crafty evening, like I am now, just watching podcasts, then I usually have about 3 things that I'm working on. Tonight it is my blanket squares. I'm at 7 completed out of my goal of 9. I'm doing good. And if I get to the 9, I'm going to try for a 10 because I already have the yarn picked out for that square. We shall see. I am also working on the stereo isomer was on this needle with this sock. My goal this morning was to add 1 more color. I have done that. But I'm going to put the other stereo isomer on here to do the heel. And then, so I do a specified number of rows on the square. Do you want to know? I'm going to tell you. Why not? So I do a 17 row mitered square. So on the first round, I do the pickup row and an additional row. The next round, I do 3 rows. And then I do however many rows it takes me to get to 10 stitches on either side of the middle stitch. So I think that's like 4 rows. And then I usually just do the last 10 rows in rotation, as part of rotation. And then for the socks, I do 2 rounds. And then my other project for the evening is winding mini skeins. So then I wind a mini skein for my swaps. My goal is to be finished winding off yarn for my swaps tonight because I would like to go to the post office. I've already talked to swap partners for mini skeins and stuff. Not all of my swap partners, but some of them, to see if it's too early to send, because honestly, the mail system is freaking me out a little bit right now. So I would rather send things early and have them arrive at people's places early than wait until mid-November and have things not show up. That wouldn't be cool. So yeah, I would like to have all of my planned swaps done, like all packaged tonight. The yarn part, not necessarily the extra stuff. I'm not sending extra stuff to all of my swap partners, but some of my swap partners. So if it's just a yarn swap, it's probably going out next week. If it's a yarn swap with extra stuff, probably not. Yay, I made it. I did 8 squares on this blanket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I've also made good sock progress. So here's the first of the stereo isomer socks. I have the second one on the needles to do that afterthought heel. Here is my progress on my Scraposaurus sock. I have these 2 yarns attached right now, and then after these 2, I have only 3 other colors to go into this sock. So I am thinking that I will do the last 2 colors in ribbing. That should give me a good size sock. This is where I am with the heel. So yeah, I think one more color in body and then 2 colors in ribbing will be good. It'll actually be, I only have 1 round of this color in, so it'll be like 2 more colors in the body and then 2 colors in the ribbing. It should be fabulous. Oh my gosh, I love this sock so much. So potato chippy. But now it's about 10 p.m. I am going to take all of my stuff back down to my bedroom and think about going to sleep soon. I did a thing today, a small thing, but I feel like I have not been reading as much as I want to be, and part of the reason for that is, well, part of the reason is because I've been watching podcasts, which is fine. Most of this knitting done today was while watching the August Veda from Distinctive Crochet. And I'm fine with, you know, watching podcasts, watching other creators. That doesn't feel like a waste of time, but something that has been kind of a waste of time is I was playing Disney Emoji Blitz a lot. Easily, not every day, but like easily half an hour in the morning and half an hour at night, like on a typical day. And then some days, you know, a few hours just wasted on the game, which, whatever, it was fun, but I'm getting busier. So I just wanted to take that temptation away. So I no longer have to worry about that because it is off of my phone. I think that'll be good. So I'm going to go read. I don't think I'm going to read more Beloved. So I might read The Heart Forager by Rin Chipeco, which I was reading before I read The Ballad of the Songbirds and the Snake, but that had to go back to the library before this did, so I set this aside to read that. I'm not going to read The Beloved tonight because it's too heavy for tonight. So I might read that, or I might read Real Men Knit by Kwana Jackson, because my friend Leah said that I should. So I kind of want to read romance right now. Do you have any recommendations? I don't like what I feel like was a lot of the romance that I came across when I was younger, where the heroines were very flat. I wouldn't call them heroines even, but the main character, the women, were very flat, very two-dimensional, flighty, ditzy almost all the time. So I don't like that. I like complex characters, rich story. Also, I don't need the couple in the story to be hetero. I don't even need it to be a couple. Alternate relationship structures work fine for me. I'm not opposed to sci-fi romance or fantasy or that sort of thing. Do you have any recommendations? I am willing to try some things out. So yeah, I'm gonna read one of those two as soon as I get set up in my room.